Is the Chicago City Council really ready for reform? For decades, aldermen failed to create an inspector general's office that could investigate them.
Now, as Pam Zekman reports, the legislative inspector general's office they did create has some crucial restrictions, Pam.
Kate and Rob, the man in charge of that office is telling CBS 2 about his frustrating battle to get a loophole in the law fixed.
City ordinance violation.
Pending before the City Council, a change that would allow Legislative Inspector General Faisal Khan to start an investigation of an alderman rather than having to wait for a signed sworn complaint.
There's one loophole that City Council has refused to address up to this point. And who does that affect the most or protect the most? City Council.
The City Council has a past track record of corruption convictions, including many former aldermen who took cash in exchange for their help with city business.
The most pressing issue in front of us right now is the potential for campaign finance violations that are not being reviewed in the city currently by any law enforcement agency, including this office.
Incredibly, the Inspector General can't even do what I can do: initiate an investigation by looking online at campaign contributions to aldermen. Then compare the donor list with vendors doing business with the city to see if there's a potential conflict of interest. The city's ethics ordinance prohibits anyone doing business with the city from contributing more than $1,500 to an elected official. That could be a problem for 23rd Ward Alderman Michael Zaleski, who chairs the City Council Aviation Committee. Last February, 2 companies running restaurants at O'Hare and Midway airports donated $2,000. A third gave $3,000. In a written statement, Alderman Zaleski's accountant says if campaign contributions in excess of limitation were inadvertently accepted, those overages will be returned. Attorney David Hoffman says the city's other internal investigative agency that he once headed is not burdened with the same restrictions holding back the alderman's inspector general.
Encouraging the city council to change the ordinance so that it does allow the legislative IG to operate more strongly would be a really good change and reform for the city council.
It's about ethics reform and investigation of corruption in the city.
A city spokeswoman says the mayor's office is working with the alderman, board of ethics, and the inspectors general to close what she described as the investigatory gap. While they're at it, Rob and Kate, they might want to look at some other highly unusual requirements, like the fact that they have to notify the alderman or other elected officials under investigation within 14 days after they start the investigation.
Really?
Which can really put a damper on it.
Oh, for sure.
I suppose, yeah. All right. Pam,
Thanks,
thank
Pam.
you.